Welcome back to Rico Soul Italian Eats. And today we're going to show you how to make this pumpkin cheesecake with ginger snaps. And so this was really fun to make. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This pumpkin cheesecake was it was amazing. It was so creamy and it was very, very light. And so I'm sure that if you guys follow this recipe, I'm quite sure that you will enjoy this. So without further ado, let's get into this video.
Alright, we're going to make some pumpkin cheesecake. Some pumpkin cheesecake. So we're going to start, we're going to zero the scale out, and we're going to add 300 grams of graham crackers. That's our 300 grams of graham crackers. So what we'll do is we'll put these in a bag and we'll roll a rolling pin over them to crush them. Okay, here's our 300 grams of crushed graham crackers. We're going to add a teaspoon of cinnamon. All right, here's our teaspoon of cinnamon. Just going to mix that all in. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. Here's our last tablespoon of brown sugar. Now we're just going to mix all this in. Now we're going to add 10 tablespoons of melted butter. Now we're going to add our 10 tablespoons of butter. We're going to melt it down and we're going to add it to our graham cracker mix. Okay, here's our melted butter. And we're just going to add it in. Now we're just going to mix it in. So keep mixing until we get it all incorporated, until it becomes like wet sand. Those are the key words. Wet sand. Okay, I think we're there. I think we have a wet sand type like the texture here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add it to this pan here, but first we're going to butter it. Okay, we just added a little bit of butter to our little napkin here. What we're going to do is we're going to grease the inside of this pan like such. Our pan is buttered, and now we're just going to add our graham cracker mix here. We're just going to add it in. Now that's in, we're just going to spread it out. Try to make sure we get it as even as possible. I have some graham crackers on the side here. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, we're going to put this into our preheated oven on 350, all right? Our oven's been preheated at 350, and we're going to place this in there for 10 minutes, all right? 10 minutes. Okay, here's our graham cracker. It's been in the oven for 10 minutes. Now we're going to let it cool in the fridge until our cheesecake batter is ready. To get our cream cheese filling going, we're going to use
795 grams of Philadelphia cream cheese, which is equal to 3.5 blocks or 28 ounces of cream cheese.
Put it in the wrong bowl. Supposed to put it in the mixing bowl. Now we're going to get our scale. And we're going to weigh out 225 grams of brown sugar. I'm going to zero the scale out. And we need 225 grams. And there we have it, 225 grams of brown sugar. What we're going to do is, we're just going to add that to the bowl. We're going to add 15 ounces of pumpkin puree to the mix. Pumpkin puree, not the pumpkin pie mix, pumpkin puree. Okay, here's our 15 ounces of pumpkin puree. Now we're going to mix our Philadelphia cream cheese with our brown sugar until it becomes smooth. All right, that looks to be the consistency that we wanted. Now we're going to add our pumpkin puree. It's 15 ounces. It's all going to go in. And we're going to mix this until it's all incorporated. All right, we're going to add 2.5 ounces of sour cream. Here's our sour cream. We're going to add 2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice. That's 2 teaspoons. We're also going to add 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Another teaspoon. We're going to add a teaspoon of allspice. And a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to add 25 grams of all-purpose flour. All right, looks like our pumpkin pie filling is ready to go into the Springform pan. We're going to push this to the side. We're going to bring our spring pan over. Okay, now we're going to pour our filling into our dish here. And we're just going to smooth this out a little bit. Let's try to smooth it out best we can. Okay, our cheesecake mixture is ready, and this is going to go in the oven on 350 degrees from 70 to 90 minutes. Everybody's oven is different. Some ovens run hotter than others, so that's why I say from 70 to 90 minutes. Usually when I do it, usually within 85 minutes, my cheesecake is done. So you want to check on it about the 70-minute mark. If it has a little jiggle in the middle, it's more than likely done. But keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn, all right? And we're going to do a water bath. So we're going to sit it in this, and we're going to sit it in water. I should have already had this out, doing too much talking. I should have already had this on. I almost forgot to put it on. Okay, all right, into the oven we go on 350. All right, folks, here we are, 85 minutes later. Here we are, folks. Rico Italia's pumpkin cheesecake, fresh, hot, and out of the oven. Bon appetit, peoples. Bon appetit. Alrighty, here's our cheesecake. It's been sitting in the refrigerator for about 12 hours. And now we're going to decorate our pumpkin cheesecake. I had aluminum foil on it. I took the aluminum foil off. Then I put it back on, and the water from the aluminum foil, the condensation, kind of discolored the cheesecake there a little bit. That's okay. It's no big deal. Still going to taste great. Now we're going to get our icing together. So what we're going to do is we're going to push this to the side, and we'll start working on our icing. So we're going to use a cream cheese icing. I got some ice in here, some cold water. I'm going to set a bowl on top. All right. And we're going to use 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. It's 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm going to push this to the side as well. For now, we're going to need 90 grams of confectioner's sugar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh out 90 grams real quick. We're just going to add 90 grams. Alright, that looks about right to me. Alright, so we're going to take this out of the way. We're done with that. And we're going to add our confectioner's sugar right to our bowl here. Next, we're going to add a half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Here's our half teaspoon. We're just going to add it like that. And now we're just going to blend this all in. Before I blend this in, I'm just going to chop up the cream cheese just a little bit so it's easier to mix up. So it's easier to blend. All right, and now I'm just going to mix that. Now we're just going to blend this together. Okay, our next step is we're going to add 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. We're going to add 3/4 cups of heavy whipping cream. Here's our 3/4 cup. We're just going to pour in. And we're going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to mix this in on a low speed. Okay, it looks like our icing is done and ready. And so now we're going to put it on our cheesecake. But first, before we do that, we have to put it in our piping bag. Got this little cheap piping bag at Dollar Tree for $1.25. It was an emergency piping bag, so this is what we're going to use. All right, here's our cheesecake. All right, so now we're going to try to push our cheesecake through here. All right, here's our cheesecake, folks. Fresh out of the fridge. We're just going to place it down like that. Just want to mark where I'm going to put the Next, we're going to place some ginger snaps on the cake. Finally, we're just going to add a little hint of allspice. A hint. There you have it, our pumpkin cheesecake with ginger snaps. Bon appetit, peoples. Okay? Bon appetit! This is a pumpkin cheesecake with ginger snaps. With some cream cheese, whipped cream. Bon appetit, peoples. Okay? Bon appetit! All right, I'm going in. First taste. So creamy. This thing is so creamy. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Folks, you're looking at a Rico Italia Eats homemade from scratch pumpkin cheesecake with ginger snaps. And this icing right here is Philadelphia cream cheese whipped cream icing. Bon appetit, peoples. Bon appetit. Oh boy. Put the camera down, babe.